Like many previous arguments, it had begun as a small annoyance that became out of hand. Always meticulous, almost obsessive, about the little things, Michael insisted that all light switches and appliances be turned off while not in use. Robert, the son of his ex-wife Marsha, had to be cautious when navigating his strict regulations. However, during the divorce, Michael's fixation deepened and his hold on power became more rigid. A simple dispute that started out as a confrontation turned into a horrifying act of violence. The man who Marsha and Robert had previously trusted went from being angry to insane, leaving behind a broken household and a community in shock at the needless tragedy. Marsha and Robert never saw this coming. Let's explore the story of a mother and son who lost their lives due to an electricity bill. Before we begin this video, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the family and friends who were severely affected by this horrible crime. We would also like to send condolences to the victim's family and friends.
Hello, beautiful ladies. This is Marsha, and welcome to Officially Marsha Talks. Did you know that we've been talking about why we need to be so spiritually disciplined? But guess what? I brought in a special guest, and we're talking about the ugly part of being disciplined. And this handsome man is joining me this week, and we are talking about the ugly part of discipline, the ugly part of discipline. So just remember, without spiritual disciplines in our life, or what you may call lack of self-control, we open up doors for curses, which the Bible shows throughout the whole Bible. So join me this week with my handsome guest as he breaks down why being so disciplined in our lives is very important while we grow immature.
48-year-old Marsha Ebanks-Williams was born in New York and later relocated to Orlando, Florida. She attended Vero Beach Senior High. She also studied organizational leadership at Palm Beach Atlantic University's PBA program. She was a life coach, speaker, and a mentor. Make a positive influence as you advance to the next level was her motto. She also held a job at Paula White Ministries, a church. She was a sister, friend, mother, and grandmother. She also genuinely cherished her 28-year-old son, Rob Adams. Rob appears to have been married, but since relocating to his mother's house, it seems that he was divorced. In addition, he is a proud father of 2 kids, Jeremiah and Faith, who are 5 and 6 years old, respectively. She also got married to 47-year-old Michael Williams, a ministry employee who co-managed his wife's life coaching business. Additionally, they had a business called Life Coach at Always Life, where they worked as a husband and wife pair of life coaches, addressing issues from both a male and female perspective. After almost 10 years of marriage, Ebanks-Williams and Williams got divorced in June 2022. The arrangement called for Ebanks-Williams to sell the home and divide the proceeds between the ex-couples. Williams was permitted to remain at the house in the interim, but there were problems at home. Just in 2022, there were 5 calls for law enforcement to the household on East Parkway in the city of DeLand. Though there were disputes and fighting, no one was arrested. Williams also had a criminal past, including arrests several years ago in another jurisdiction for domestic battery, child abuse, and battery on a law enforcement officer, although he was not convicted of any of those offenses. On September 18, 2022, Williams contacted 911 shortly before 8 p.m., claiming that he shot the victims in self-defense at the DeLand home he still lived with Ebanks-Williams after their 10-year marriage ended in June. When deputies arrived at the Daytona Park Estates residence, they found Williams sitting in a vehicle parked in the driveway, where he surrendered, and Ebanks-Williams and Adams dead inside. Inside, they discovered Adams' 2 unharmed young children, aged 5 and 6, who were visiting their father from Tallahassee. Michael Williams claims that when he was trying to go to sleep, his ex-wife and her son teased him by turning on all the lights in the home and creating a disturbance. On September 18, 2022, the situation turned violent. Williams stated he was attacked and shot the other 2 people to death. The deaths were observed by Adams' children, who were 5 and 6 years old at the time, a boy and a girl. The children were visiting their father, who was living apart from their mother, even though they resided in Tallahassee. The next day, Ebanks-Williams, Adams, and their 2 children attended church. After they left, Michael Williams stated that he locked up the house, shut off the power, and locked the breaker box. He stated that he wanted to force Ebanks-Williams to call him to discuss settling concerns with the residents. He claimed they were supposed to split the costs in half, but when he asked for a share of the electricity bill, she refused to pay it. He claimed that he traveled to Orlando and received a phone notification from the alarm provider that something was wrong at the residence, but he was unable to obtain any other information. He drove back to the house. Michael Williams claimed he entered the house and was heading to the garage when Ebanks-Williams attempted to block his path. He used his forearm to keep her away, but her son warned him not to touch his mother. Then Michael Williams claimed Ebanks-Williams hit him with what he equated to a football tackle. He claimed he overheard his ex-wife tell Adams to get him. He claimed both were attacking him. According to Michael Williams, Adams then reached for his revolver, which he carried concealed in a holster on his waist. Michael Williams became emotional when he testified he pulled out his firearm and shot Adams. He admitted he wasn't sure if he hit him at first. He claimed he also shot Ebanks-Williams.
Well, deputies say a fight over electricity led to a man killing his ex-wife and her son. That shooting happened last night in a home along East Parkway, south of International Speedway Boulevard. It's near DeLand. Deputies say the suspect opened fire. 2 young kids were nearby. News 6's Molly Reed reports the man confessed, but deputies are not buying his story.
That suspect, Michael Williams, just appeared here in court this afternoon for his first appearance. Now, he claims to deputies he shot his ex-wife and her son in self-defense, even calling 911 himself and waiting for deputies to get there. But investigators say they have found no evidence to back that.
I was fighting and in order to get off me, I basically shot him. Yeah, I think they shot her and shot her.
Investigators say Michael Williams called them from the house on East Parkway in DeLand around 8 last night. He told them he shot his ex-wife Marsha Williams and her 28-year-old son Robert Adams.
I got into the house and my son attacked me. He was running home with her. He attacked me. I had my weapon on me, and while they were attacking me, I shot him.
But Volusia Chief Deputy Brian Henderson says when deputies arrived, they didn't find any signs of an attack or injuries on Williams, supporting self-defense.
This is senseless. This is absolutely senseless. This was an argument over electricity.
Henderson says Marsha and Michael divorced in June, but Michael was staying at the house until they could sell it. He says just hours before the shooting, Marsha also called the sheriff's office for advice. She told them Michael had turned off all of the power and put lock boxes on the electricity box and front door.
I just wanted on record that he made he didn't physically do anything other than lock us out of the house. But it was an implied threat, and I just want it on record.
Henderson says Marsha and Robert cut the box and got a locksmith, and Michael saw the lights on when he came home, leading to the fight.
He goes into this rage. I don't know any other word to describe it, and this is what we're left with. You got a 5- and a 6-year-old that likely witnessed their father being murdered.
Henderson says those 2 children belong to Adams. The sheriff's office is working with DCF to interview them. Williams now charged with the murders.
You have been arrested in this case for 2 offenses, a first-degree murder with premeditation.
In Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed getting results, News 6.
Michael is said to have complained that his ex-wife, her son, and Adams' 2 children who came to visit used too much electricity. Michael Williams was found guilty of murdering his ex-wife and her son after an electricity dispute at their shared home near DeLand. Michael Williams, 48, was convicted on 2 charges of second-degree murder with a firearm. He faces up to life in prison for killing his ex-wife Marsha Ebanks-Williams, 48, and her son, Robert Adams, 28, in DeLand 2 years ago. We hope the verdict will bring closure to the victims' friends and relatives and allow them to concentrate only on the memories they shared. As they move on, we hope and pray for the peace and well-being of their loved ones. If you would like to stay updated with this type of content, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the following video.